Hey, you're the newest member of the GUNTALK After Show Club. Yeah, you're already a member since you downloaded the After Show, and that means you're serious about shooting, safety, and gun-related issues. Man, if you come to the right place, you're among friends and like-minded people here. Hey, if you're on hold, stay there, because Tom is coming back to the microphone. And during the After Show, you can take your time and really dig into those issues. So once again, here's Tom Gresham, our show producer Jim Kinsey, Michael, and Michelle.
This is the after show because it comes after the show. It's one of those things. That's why we call it the after show. Hey, welcome. It's Gun Talk. Glad you could be here. We take a little break. We all get together here. We have Michael, Michelle, and Jim, although Jim is kind of the walking wounded with laryngitis, so I'm not sure how much he'll be able to join us today. That's great because we get to make fun of him and he can't say anything back. Ha ha.
Damn you guys.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's right. So, Michelle, not that you would ever make fun of Jim, right?
No, I would never.
You liar.
As he sits here laughing.
You just lie with a straight face.
She knows payday's tomorrow.
Guys, be quiet. You know what? If you talk, you can't get better. It's just the way it is. So, thinking about holsters, I've been on this jag for a while, and Michelle, you've been around long enough to see all kind of goofy holsters. There are two areas where we end up with goofy stuff, it seems, all the time. Holsters and ammunition. And they have these fads and things come along. But there's a reason that the people who do this for a living and who have been at it a long time all end up with the same kind of holster, isn't there?
Absolutely. I think one of the most popular holsters still is the hip holster. It's probably one of the safest ways to carry, closest to your body for sure.
Yeah, I mean, either inside the waistband or outside the waistband, on a belt somewhere, sturdy. It's always there. It's, and people are always saying, well, it doesn't fit my clothes. Yeah, well, change your clothes. And people go, I can't do that. Well, I used to always be a shirt tucked in kind of guy, and I had to make a decision. It's particularly down here in the South. In the summer, there's not much, you're not wearing a lot of clothes, layers that you can cover up with. And so I just end up going around with a polo shirt and the shirt tail out. And it's not the look that I grew up on. But, like I say, it's a lifestyle change. You have to change something to accommodate carrying all the time.
I think so. We don't see Michelle in skin-tight clothes anymore because of it.
Yeah, and I gave up the spandex. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I'm trying to quit myself. It's a hard battle.
Michelle, do you have any photos of you in the skin-tight clothes? That's what everybody wants to know.
Hey, Tom went there.
With encouragement.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you, when they call in the show, they talk to you, they go, man, she is so nice. And I know that's not what they're really thinking. So,
what? I am nice.
I'm telling you, you are nice. I'm not saying you're not nice, but I get the emails and say, come on, really, seriously, is she hot? Come on, let me know.
She's a babe. She's a babe, isn't she?
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, on your other jobs, you got to pay $2.99 a minute to talk to her.
I mean, come on. She's got to be hot. She shoots and she even knows how to reload. How hot can you be? I mean, really,
Amen.
So there you go. We all have a sliding scale. And, if you know guns and ammo and you know how to reload, that does it for me. I just got to tell you.
Well,
there you go.
I'm just thinking from the woman's perspective, they should get into concealed carry because it's all the more reason to adapt their wardrobe.
Oh, we're an excuse to buy new clothes.
Talk to me about that. How did that work? Now, what are you talking about?
Well, for certain, you have to change, like you said, you have to change the type of clothes. You have to change the fits of clothes. Maybe you have to go up in size of the pants or get shirts with a longer shirt tail than what you would normally purchase. And so that's definitely something that you have to go out and be active in pursuing. And, summer wear is definitely different than winter wear. You can get by with something a little sloppier and not have to be so hidden with a holster. In the summer, but that's not an option.
Don't you think that there are women who would rather cut off an arm that go up one size in pant size?
Absolutely, but it's a reality. And we discuss that all the time in our store. If this is the way that you're going to carry and it's the way that you need to carry, then you need to be realistic with what it demands. And it means changing the pant size. And even men, sometimes men have an issue with that too, believe it or not. And, it's just something you have to get by. If you're going to be safe, you need to wear clothes that fit you well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm normally a 32, but because I wear a gun, I wear a 42. So it works out just fine.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, right. I tell you what, let's take Ray. He's on hold here on line one, calling out of the Bronx. Hey, Ray, how are you?
Yeah, hey, Thomas. And do you think we could all do with some good news from New York State for once?
You think? Lay it on me.
Okay. Well, have you heard of the 3 men in the room? The 3 men in the room are the Speaker of the Assembly, the Majority Leader of the Senate, and the Governor. And those are the 3 who got together one evening and wrote the SAFE Act and then rammed it down everybody's throats at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Well, it's Sheldon Silver, who is the Assembly leader, has already been arrested and is set for trial on corruption. Following him will be, according to people in the know downtown, will be Dean Skelos. And the other one who is hanging by a thread because he started a corruption campaign, a corruption commission, I should say, called the Moreland Commission, and then he disbanded it when it got near his donor base, is Andy Evil Eyes Cuomo. So if you're wondering, there is a karma bus, and the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Preet Bharara, is driving it with his foot on the gas.
So the U.S. Attorney is going after the 3 people who shoved the so-called SAFE Act down the throats of everybody, did not allow testimony on it, wouldn't let the law enforcement testify, and basically gave you this horrendous law you have. So what you're saying is that 1, maybe 2, maybe even all 3 of them go to prison?
There's a good chance that karma will deal with them, yes. And when that happens, I will celebrate with some 80-year-old cognac and a nice Padron.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that report from there. Wow, guys. You know, the reason I think that Bloomberg changed the name of his mayors against illegal guns is because we kept calling it illegal mayors against guns. And I created that, line a long time ago. And then it turned out that a whole bunch of his mayors were being sent to prison. Yes. And, we're talking about, felons. We're talking about, sexual abusers, drugs, obviously corruption and bribery, violent offenders, crimes with guns. These are the anti-gun mayors. And so there were websites posting all of his mayors against illegal guns and them going to prison. And they finally just pulled the plug on it. They renamed it, Every Town for Gun Safety. Same group, just different name. So anyway, we were talking about holsters and clothing. And let's see, today I'm wearing just a regular T-shirt, or not a T-shirt, a regular button-up shirt, but the shirt tail's out. I had to make peace with the somewhat, not sloppy, but casual, fair to say, Michelle, a more casual look? How's that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's more casual.
Michael, what do you do? How do you conceal when you carry it?
Well, generally it's inside the waistband. Today's the exception. But I will buy pants about one size bigger than what I normally wear and then force myself to wear a belt if I'm not carrying inside the waistband. But generally that's what I'll do. And it gives you a little lee room if you eat too much one, holiday or whatever, which is kind of nice. But, when I'm wearing it outside the waistband, I think the most important thing, at least in my carry setup, is the belt. You have to have a good belt. If you don't have a good belt, it doesn't matter how you're carrying. It's not going to sit right. It can move on you. And the worst thing in a situation is to develop a muscle memory kind of situation where you're going down for your gun and it's moved 5-6 inches away from where you had it last. So you don't want that.
And not only that, and also if it moves, it's not comfortable because you find a place that's comfortable for you. The gun, you say, okay, that's it. That's the place right there. And then if it starts sliding back a little bit, all of a sudden you're leaning against it when you sit back in a chair, all of that.
Back problems?
Now, when you're talking about a proper belt, I find that people don't actually understand what we're talking about. We're not talking about buying a good belt at the department store, are we?
No, we're not. We're talking about something with
gun belt.
Yes, exactly. Specifically made for guns. It's got a good tensile strength, so it doesn't flex kind of like a Fruit Loop would.
Roll over.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You don't want it to roll over. You also, a good gun belt, you don't have to tie it as tight, so you're not cutting the circulation off to your legs because of a belt, because it's got the rigidity.
That's a good point. That's a good point. If it's a good gun belt, you don't have to cinch it up real tight because it has the rigidity. It's not going to roll over because what you don't want is for the grip or the butt of the gun to kind of tilt out away from your hip.
Right.
Which brings us back to Michelle. Michelle, women have a different issue here because of hips. A lot of the holsters don't really work because of just basically a different physiology.
Absolutely. You really have to shop around, and you have to be willing to pay and try again, you'll end up with a basket or a tub, whatever you want to keep them in, full of holsters that no longer work, or you find something that's optimal for wintertime and it's not optimal for summertime. And, it's one of those things that you have to decide how you're going to carry and what you're going to do. If you go to the bathroom, where are you going to put it? How do you carry?
Yes.
And when you get in and out of a car or you're grocery shopping, all of those things move your body in a different manner. And you have to find that one spot that works, or that you can, unbeknownstly to everyone else, move the pistol a little bit to accommodate the movement.
And little things like, if you have to bend over and pick something up off the ground, you squat rather than bending over, because if you bend over, it's going to pull the shirt tight against your gun and it'll print.
Right. Cases of water, I guess, is the biggest thing that I think everybody can kind of picture themselves picking up a case of water, where it's a little cumbersome and not very rigid, and it takes quite a bit more movement.
I'm reminded the other day I was at Walmart and I was getting some discount paper towels off the top shelf, so I'm reaching up and I'm pulling them down, and I realized, oh, what am I doing? This is stupid. My gun is obviously completely exposed. And I turn around to see if anybody notices. This old lady standing there. She's like, "You rock."
Really?
It's just like, you
no
rock.
Kidding.
Yeah, and I just looked at her and smiled. That would go one way or the other.
That is a great story. All right, let's take a quick break. Then we'll come back. We'll talk to Steve in Texas. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
The 100% American-made Ruger American Rifle is now paired with the 100% American-made Redfield Revolution 4-Plex Rifle Scope, making it an American icon and rifle scope package offering. The Ruger American Rifle with Redfield Revolution Rifle Scope maintains all of the features of the full-size Ruger American Rifle, and also includes a Redfield Revolution 3 to 9x40 rifle scope that offers resettable stainless steel finger-click AccuTrack adjustment. The Ruger American Rifle with Redfield Revolution Rifle Scope, another American-made product from Ruger.
All right, we're back here. Of course, it's the after show. We're having a ball here. By the way, if you have not done it, go over to the GUNTALK website, guntalk.com, and then enter /win. So it's guntalk.com/win. You can enter for a chance to win the Springfield XD Mod 2. It's a very nice pistol. I like the way these things shoot. We're giving one away at the end of the month. And then each week we're pulling names out of the hat and giving away a bunch of other stuff, range bag and some other cool stuff. So it's all there. So by all means, go over there and fill out the form. It's real simple, and you can enter for a chance. And also, when you sign up for that, you'll be signing up for the True Squad newsletter, which is always a cool thing. If you're already a True Squad member, don't worry. You're not going to get like 17 of these things because you've signed up. It's, no matter how many times you sign up, you only get one newsletter. And it's an email newsletter, so, hey, you can delete it. I'm sure that, I would. If I didn't have to write it, I wouldn't read it. I mean, who would read this drivel anyway? Jeez. Steve is in Odessa, Texas on 3. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, hi, Tom. Let's see. I got kind of a good problem. I thought I'd call the Great Enabler.
All righty.
I was at the range the other day. I was shooting my 40. I got a Ruger SR40C. I was putting my 8th gazillionth round through it, and literally the gun fell apart. I finally wore out a gun. I shot it so many times.
Holy cow! You must have put a lot of rounds through that thing.
Oh, yeah, I did. And that's why there was an ammo shortage over the last 5 years. It was my fault.
You're the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. Except I bought him to shoot him, not to store him on the shelf.
Okay.
And I also have a Ruger SR 1911. The problem is when I pack that for a long time, my hip hurts. And I like the 1911 because I have big hands. And I was thinking maybe moving down to a 1911 chambered and 9mm. I'm assuming they make some lighter ones because my Ruger is a solid stainless steel. They make aluminum ones, right?
Well, they do, but here's the thing, and it's kind of counterintuitive until you think about it. The 9mm are heavier than the 45s are, and the reason is because the barrel has to be thicker because it's a smaller hole. So all things being equal, the 9mm is going to be several ounces heavier, which makes it shoot great, but it's a little heavier to carry. Now, certainly you could get a Commander style and a light alloy frame and all that. But let me spin back. You had the SR40, right?
That's correct.
I absolutely love the SR9. And the SR9C, I think, is one of the unsung heroes of concealed carry, is there any particular reason you wouldn't just go with the same platform but in a 9?
Well, just because I have big hands and I like the 1911 grip, but I do shoot the SR40 very well. It was an excellent gun, and I mostly packed it when I packed because it was the polymer frame. It was just nice and light. But
okay,
yeah,
let me give you an option. I'm going to give you an option here, okay? When I carry a 1911, which is not often these days, but sometimes I do, the one that I particularly like to carry is a Smith & Wesson. And they have a scandium frame, which is an aluminum alloy with some scandium built in. The scandium makes it stronger. It's as strong as steel, but it's as light as aluminum. And honestly, what you're going to find is that the 40, when you go for a 40 to a 45, the 45 kicks less than the 40, and it's going to be fairly lightweight for a 1911. I mean, if it were me, and of course you've got big hands, here's what I've done. The 1911 I have has the Crimson Trace laser grip on it, which makes it just a slightly bit thicker, which I think you would like. But the Smith & Wesson Scandium 1911, I think, is one of the great 1911 carry guns out there.
Yeah, or like you said, the other reason, of course, going down to 9mm, you can tell I shoot a lot, and I save a little money that way.
Actually save a lot of money on ammo. So that's a good point. Probably if you really want a 1911, poke around and find a commander style or commander size 4 1/4, I think it is, inch barrel in an alloy frame. And whether it's Springfield or Smith or Ruger or SIG, they all have them. I think you're going to like what you get. And then, of course, being a 1911, you can trick it out the way you want. But one of those in 9mm is a sweet shooting gun. You'll also pick up an extra round in the magazine, which is a good thing. But to your point, yes, if you shoot a lot, you're probably, I bet you 9mm ammo is only about 60% the cost of 45 ammo. So you're saving a ton.
Yeah, I noticed Kimber has one in 9mm. That comes with a Crimson Trace laser grip and a tritium sight already stocked out of the box.
Right.
And so but I haven't found out what it weighs yet. I just have to be. The other reason, of course, I'm weighing a lot of things here. I already have the Super Tuck Deluxe that fits a 1911. So,
right.
I won't have to change holsters. And I do like the SR40C. So you're right. I could go down to the SR9. I guess those are my two choices.
You know what? You just need to buy more guns, man. That's as simple as that. You like them all. You're like me. I go, well, I like this one, but I also like this one. And I could live with that one. And you sound just like me.
I have room in my gun safe, so maybe I'll buy 12. I don't know.
All right. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Steve. Now, guys, that's a fella you like, right?
Yeah. Well, he's very enthusiastic, and that's awesome. And, for the prices of those firearms that are out there right now and the ability to change up the ammunition so much in 9mm, there's a lot of ammo choices just in hollow points that, wow, he could really customize his ammo to what he wants to carry.
The other thing I was just thinking about this. The difference between 45 and 9, if you shoot a lot, you can pay for a brand new gun in a year, just in the difference in ammo cost. I mean, think about it. If you're out there shooting, when I'm talking about shooting a lot, he's probably one of those guys that shoots, easily 1,000 rounds a month. I mean, I know guys who shoot 1,000 rounds a week, but say it's 1,000 rounds a month, that's 12,000 rounds a year. The difference in price, you'd be talking about $3,000 or $4,000 difference in the cost of the ammo.
So he could buy all three.
You could buy all three. Go to a 9 and buy all three. Do whatever you want, See, now, are we helping him out or what? Come on.
I think you did a great service.
Okay, let's see. We've got time. And Jim, if you're okay with this, just because we helped this guy out, I have to play our Great Enabler song.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
You guys good with that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Why not? All right. Hang on, guys. This is Jim. Believe it or not, this is our Jim doing the Great Enabler for us.
Oh, yes, I'm the Great Enabler. enabler. Enabling your need to buy more. You need a gun and shooting is fun. Why buy one when you can buy 4? Oh yes, I'm the great enabler.
Sing it, baby.
Don't ask me if it's what you need. Just buy what you want. Your new gun you'll flaunt. Collecting is really not greed. Is 9mm really just right for me? But 40 is great. Just buy both, don't you see? Oh yes, I'm the great enabler. It's time you reloaded your own. You'll save some cash and reduce muzzle flash. Keep buying, now you're in the zone. Reloaders are never alone. Well, AR or AK, the choice is too hard, but there's really no cost. Just put both on the card. Whoa, whoa, yes, I'm the great enabler. Buy more, that's always the rule. It's mags and sights, holsters, rails, and lights. With more stuff, you'll be tactical. We all want to be tactical.
Did I really say I wouldn't have a problem with you playing that? Did I really say that?
Did you really say that? That's why we play that today, because you have laryngitis and you can't complain about it. So
Thanks,
there we go.
Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Why buy one when you can buy 4?
This is what I know. In my previous life, I was a backup artist.
Were you doing the doo-wop back behind him?
I was doo-wopping.
She had her jazz hands going the whole time, you know. Jim was over here with the lights overhead flicking them on and off. It was like a disco. It was pretty sweet.
Holding the cell phone up, you know, doing the whole thing. You know.
I almost burnt the ceiling on fire with my lighter.
Great time. That is a great flashback.
Isn't that fun?
I love it.
So there you go. You know, and the thing is, back when we first did that song, which was, God, a long time ago now, Jim, that was before the great gun shortage.
Right.
So now we are through the great gun shortage, and back we have guns, more guns than we've ever had before. And, you know, you see it as probably as more than anybody, Michelle. I think we've got great prices on guns these days.
Oh, absolutely. Very economical to be able to get into the gun world anymore. And, you know, definitely the polymer guns have changed that world a little bit. And, you know, you can spend as much as you want to, and you can get a really great gun in the $400, $500 price range.
Or if you want to get rid of $1,400, you can get a GT20 10mm super blaster.
I was going to wait for you to put that on the winning screen for your GUNTALK computer or GUNTALK people to go to on the computer.
We'll give that one. Yeah, I don't think that one could be in a giveaway gun because there are only going to be so many of those made.
Does it come with an optional back brace, Tom?
Yes, it does. It's at a small set of wheels. So I actually got an email this morning. I was checking with the SIG guys on a Sunday. You got to love it. I'm emailing them on Sunday, and they're responding and saying, so where are we, guys? You know, are we still looking at an April 1? We're going to start shipping. And they said, yeah, it looks good. I think we're going to be there. So fingers crossed, all's well. And so everybody's still got, you know, some time. What's that, 5 weeks or so? Roughly 5 weeks they have to go. So, yeah, we can sell something, borrow something, or just find some hidden money out there, put it in order. Because I will tell you that's Jim. You saw the gun. You can. I know that they didn't, but you can explain it. It's a good-looking gun.
Yeah, we're tired of hearing about that.
Yeah, a little bit. I've already taken up a mortgage on my house.
Oh, just wait. You haven't even begun to hear about it.
I love how you coordinate it with tax time.
That's true. That's true. You're going to get your tax refund. And what better use of government returned money than to buy a gun?
New truck.
No.
A new truck would be nice. And if it came with a G20 or whatever in the seat, that'd be sweet.
Or you have a G20 and you could actually put your truck out of its misery with a 10 millimeter.
I love it.
You could just roll it right over. I'm telling you. I tell you what, we could have a 10 millimeter shoot Michael's truck event right there.
That's fine.
You know who would come up for that?
Mike McNett would probably sponsor that with us, wouldn't he?
Mike McNett from Double Tap would come. You know who else would come? Ted Nugent would come. If we just said, we're providing free 10 millimeter ammo, Ted, he'd be there.
Wow, yeah. My hitchhiking thumb might get a little strained after that, but I'm game. I'm totally okay with giving this thing the proper send-off. That's cool. Story.
Mike McNett, we're talking to him this past week, and he's saying, yeah, I'm going to be coming down to New Orleans some. All right, this is a weird way this all came together. This is a great story, guys. Have any of you watched the NCIS series of TV shows?
Yes.
Kind of, sort of. Okay. They're actually quite good. But they have one that's called NCIS New Orleans. It stars Scott Bakula. And so Sandra in our office knows a number of the people who work on the set there. And because she's worked in the film business and TV business for a long time. And now she's doing TV for us. So turns out, we didn't know how it all came about, but she's telling them about, of course, now she's doing all this video for us and working with Mike McNett, and we went out shooting the equalizer loads, which, of course, fire 2 projectiles out of your handgun cartridge. So every time you pull the trigger, you fire 2 projectiles. So she feeds them the idea, hey, this would be a cool thing to throw into there. So, didn't think anything about it. That was months ago. So this week we're talking to Mike McNett. He says, I've been signed on as a technical consultant to NCIS New Orleans because they contacted me about my equalizer loads. And so they're going to build a whole story, an episode around the double tap equalizer loads.
Cool.
Good. Now, imagine, of course, my idea was from a forensics standpoint, you find 3 empty cases on the ground, but the guy's got 6 bullet holes in him.
You could even bridge it in, Tom. Check this out with the round balls from a flintlock.
I was just going to say, maybe he could get to the bottom of the flintlock shooting.
Even that rash of robberies we've been having.
The drive-by flintlocking. For those that don't know, the first hour we talk about this horrible case in New Jersey where this 72-year-old gentleman's been arrested for having a 250-year-old flintlock handgun in his glove compartment of his car. He's a collector of historical stuff. Traffic stop, I got to say, not wisely, volunteered that he had a gun in the car. And so they've now arrested him, charged him with a felony, and he's being represented by Evan Knappen, our friend who is the New Jersey gun lawyer. And Evan's checking with the prosecutors and say, well, where are we with this? And they said, we're waiting for the ballistics to come back. Okay, it's a flintlock that fires a round ball that is patched.
What are they going to carbon date the bullet?
On the ball. Yeah, carbon date the bullet. I like that. That's assuming they could even get it to go off. This literally is a 250-year-old gun, which should not be shot, by the way.
And not a firearm by the legal representation
Except in New Jersey, it is, yeah.
That's a good point. According to federal law, according to the ATF, this is not a firearm. Flintlocks are not firearms. So, but that's why you can buy a flintlock and they can ship it to your house in most states. If they, according to federal law, you can. Because same with black powder, with percussion black powder, you can have those shipped directly to your house because it's not a firearm. So anyway, the double tap ammo, the equalizer has a bullet followed by a round ball. And so I don't know when this will show up, but, here we go. But I just thought that was kind of a fun little current culture story with the
That's cool.
TV show.
See, your influence stretches.
Now I got to watch a new television show.
It's a pretty good show.
Damn you, Trebek.
The pilot was pretty bad because Scott Bakula was trying to do a New Orleans accent, and it was not good.
Yeah, well, Scott Bakula was he's just, He is acting in a bundle, Scott Bakula.
Quantum Leap, though. He was
don't forget Star Trek Enterprise. Ooh. He was the captain of that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was rocking. Bakula time.
Plus, he rhymes with the breakfast cereal. So
yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Spatula?
Close enough.
Oh, Count Dracula. Okay. So you're the chocoholic doing the Count Dracula breakfast food?
Oh, yeah. It's my weakness. It's my weakness.
Yep. Yeah, well, you got that young'un there. Oh, and, well, we'll save this for another time. We're out of time for the after show because we've wasted some good time again. So there you go. But anyway, let's see. I tell you what, I'll be getting the GT20 in this week. We'll shoot some pictures. We'll shoot a quick video of it, assuming that it stops raining long enough. It's supposed to rain all week. We'll get out and shoot that. We'll post a little video so everybody can see that. And basically just have some fun. I think I've got a whole stash of 10mm ammo around here. I bought a bunch of it cheap when I found some, and it's like from Pakistan or someplace. And then somebody said, yeah, that stuff's not quite as powerful as a 40. It's like uber weakling 10mm. I don't even know if it'll operate the gun, but we'll give it a shot anyway. And if that doesn't work, we can always put double tap in it because I'll guarantee you that stuff will smoke it. It'll make it happen.
And also, bundle up. I heard it might drop to 75 tonight for you, Tom.
I know it. I'm going to go out and wrap the pipes. It's just going to be okay.
Tom, for the last 4 days, I've had a heater in my shower so I could take a shower, so I don't want to hear it.
Have you heard of this thing with water and electricity?
Electric heater in the shower?
Well, okay, it's not running at the time, okay? But yeah, I mean, heat tape is just not sufficient for my Ohio climate.
Wait, I just want to return to the mental image of this electric heater in the shower.
It's amazing he makes it here every week.
You know what? Natural Selection and Murphy both, they leave me alone. It's pretty cool.
We call him Professor Darwin.
I have all of my fingers, okay? We'll just put that out there.
He's trying to misprove every theory we know.
That's it, yeah.
Mythbuster.
And one of these days, we're going to be doing the show. Say, where's Michael? I say, well...
He had an incident. He was eating a watermelon on a ladder and hanging a ceiling fan.
This was the day. This was the week. We knew it was coming, so there you go. And everybody will be standing around going, yeah, we're not surprised. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen.
Geez, and you thought we were wasting time up until this point?
Well, we were wasting time talking about guns. Now we're getting into serious stuff. So there you go.
Thank you.
So, all right, guys. Well, look, go have a good week. Be safe. Carry on, as they say. Carry everywhere.
Rock on.
You too. Be safe.
Hey, we appreciate you listening to the Gun Talk After Show. Be sure and tell your friends. And remember, everything Gun Talk is available 24/7 at guntalk.com. Be sure and join Tom, Jim, Michelle, and Michael for another Gun Talk After Show next week right here.